as the case may be, right? So, yeah. So I just tend to sort of, if I go kind of off people's radar, it's because that's just what I do. I don't always hang around in the community for longer periods of time than a few weeks at a time, and I'm often not there for a few weeks, and I'll pop back in and this, that, and the other. Just the way it is. It's the way it pans out, really. It's not. I don't sit here with a master plan or anything. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, with the Victorians thing that you're alluding to, well, yeah, you know, it's something I spoke to my friend Mike about, who I met Saturday, because we had a little chat about a couple of things, including upcoming initiatives. I won't divulge too much on here because I know for a fact we're being listened to. But let's just say we're going to exercise our right, like we were doing the last couple of years, to gather and voice our concerns on certain matters. And so, you know, to actually talk about that stuff in a bit more detail, it's always best to meet in person, out the way, and all the rest of it. So that's what we did. And, you know, that was quite nice on Saturday as well, because him and I are on the same level on the old world stuff as well. He's done a lot of things, looked at a lot of things down at Weymouth. That's where he sort of lives, that area, right? Portland Bill, all that sort of area, the Jurassic Coast that I mentioned in the video today. Amazing area, really. That's all further west from where you're on about, that you mentioned to me a while back. But yeah, you see a lot of remnants of so-called Victorian stuff, and the Victorians, of course, they were responsible for cladding and adding metalwork and pulling back the retaining walls and cladding the inside of those retaining walls to make it look like those buildings were built like that on purpose. At times, even raising or building higher roads. They wouldn't have raised any roads because they had no cars on roads to raise the roads. But they would have started developing road networks when they started developing cars. Either that, or roads were already around and there was a technology before our coming to be that needed those roadways. Who knows? But there is evidence of roads being lifted, but then there's evidence of mud flood all over the place, right? But the Victorians are definitely there for the facelifting and the repurposing and the administrating and all that sort of stuff. Like I mentioned, Oddfellows, who own all the buildings that we regard as asylums, clinics, orphanages, that sort of stuff, right? You can look up Oddfellows. It's one heck of an organisation. Their emblem are the 3 interlinking rings, and some churches have them still to this day, etched in the front of their cladding on their main gable. Nobody knows what it means. They just think, oh, 3 circles must have some significance, and then people off on their way, aren't they? That's it. They don't take a closer look, because what would they look at? What are you going to Google? 3 interlinking circles? Well, you could do, I suppose. See what it gives you. I'm not tried that, but yeah. So that's what I think, that rollout, you know, the first industrial revolution, and then the second one is the main one. So the first one, I think, was the prep time. We're talking 1700s, well, late 1700s into the 1800s. And then the 1800s, I'm suggesting, is when it all started getting rolled out, i.e. we were getting rolled out as a civilization through world's fairs and all that. And in the meantime, of course, while you're educating everybody and teaching them how to read and write in the 1850s, 1860s, well, you've done 100 years already of work, of revamping, of touching up. Photography wasn't around, certainly not for the public at least, and all that sort of stuff. So you can do many, many things before the civilizations are then ready to roll out in all the different corners of the earth, right? You know, and so it goes on. Anyway, yeah, we could talk about that for hours, I know, but it puts into question everything. It puts into question the religious aspect, you know, the whole notion of Christ or Muhammad or any of that stuff. You know, it puts that all into question. Because, you know, even if you just think about it logically, the first human had to get here somehow, right? And the only way you're going to have a human exist is through a woman giving birth. Well, then who gives birth to that woman, etc., etc.? It's that chicken and egg scenario that religion and or pseudoscience, i.e. the Big Bang Theory and evolution and all that mumbo-jumbo that are even in the official books only noted down as theories, nothing more, nothing less than that. That's why they give us those 2 options as our basic explanation for our existence. But in actual fact, the truth is something totally different. And that's the fascinating thing for me, is getting to the bottom of that, which we never will. But we can certainly scrape away at some of the sedimentary layers, can't we? And certainly get a little bit closer to the truth, even if never actually get there. But, you know, That's what I think, but I could really expand on it. I've given that lots of thought. I mean, that's one thing I have managed to do while I've been really, really busy. I've still been thinking about this topic. I've still been looking at buildings while waiting around on a bus or having to go somewhere or, you know, whatever I do. I do consciously have these thoughts on my mind. But it's the general lie thoughts on my mind, you know, and that encompasses everything from buildings to watching NHS staff masked up getting out the back of an ambulance, or to whatever you're seeing in everyday life that reminds you of the fucking lie that we're experiencing the whole time in so many ways. Anyway, hope you're well, and yeah, I'm sure we'll speak soon. Yeah, say hi to Mickey from me, please, and yeah, we'll talk soon. Ta-ta for now.